to my channel. Today I want to talk about necklaces, antique necklaces. If you've ever heard collectors use words like Rivière, Lavalier, Negligee, or Festoon, it can feel like they're speaking another language. Today I want to teach you the 5 antique necklace styles every collector should know. By the end of this video, you'll know what these terms mean, and you'll start recognizing them in antique shops, estate sales, auctions, wherever you go. So let's get started. So the first style is the pendant. And this beautiful arts and crafts example is one of my favorites. The pendant is simply a decorative piece that hangs freely from a chain. And it's actually one of the oldest forms of jewelry in the whole world and history. Thousands of years ago, people wore shelves, carved stones, protective amulets, and religious symbols around their necks. And while materials have changed, the idea has stayed the same. What makes this pendant especially beautiful is it's from the arts and crafts movement. Unlike highly polished Victorian jewelry, arts and craft jewelers celebrated handmade craftsmanship, and you can see that reflected in this beautiful pendant. They loved using natural and organic materials, and moonstones were one of their favorite gemstones because of their soft and glowing appearance. So as you can see, this is a beautiful example of a pendant type necklace with this gorgeous pendant right at the center, suspended on a beautiful chain. So next is the Rivière. A Rivière necklace is made from a continuous line of gemstones with usually no central pendant, but some styles from the Victorian era, from the Georgian era, might have an attachment that removes or even stays stationed. Okay. So instead of one focal point, let's pretend that this is not here. The gemstones themselves become the design. And so the word Rivière is French for river because the gemstones appear to flow around the neck like a stream of light. This style became very popular during the Georgian era and remained very fashionable throughout the Victorian era and even into the Art Deco era. It's one of the most timeless necklace styles ever created because it allows gemstones to truly shine. Here you can see I removed the pendant from the Rivière, and you can see how beautiful it looks even by itself. It's gorgeous. This is one of my favorite necklaces that I own. So next, this beautiful French pompadour porcelain necklace is called a negligee. A negligee is a necklace recognized by its 2 dangling drops, usually hanging at different lengths. And the asymmetrical design is what creates a very graceful movement whenever it's worn. The word negligee comes from French and refers to an effortless, relaxed elegance, which perfectly describes the soft flowing lines of this style. This is one of my favorite necklaces in my collection, and there's some paste stones, some diamonds, and this incredible pink pompadour porcelain with hand-painted motifs on it. So our next style is the lavalier. A lavalier is identified by a single decorative drop suspended from a very delicate chain. A lot of times you're going to see this Y motif on them. They became incredibly fashionable around the turn of the 20th century because ladies loved to pair them with beautiful high neck lace blouses that they wore during the Belle Epoque period and during the Edwardian period. This lavalier is an amazing example of an Art Nouveau style, which is immediately recognizable by its flowing organic lines inspired by nature. With the Art Nouveau period, designers moved away from rigid symmetry and instead embraced graceful curves, flowers, vines, and very feminine forms. So this is another beautiful example. And then you can also see the Y shape here suspended to another pendant. This is a particularly gorgeous piece that is also in my collection. And last but certainly not the least is the Festoon necklace. If the Rivière is elegant and simple, the Festoon is all about the drama. A Festoon necklace is recognized by decorative swags or garlands draped across the neckline. And rather than lying in one straight line, it creates beautiful curves that frame the neck and shoulders. So the word festoon actually comes from architecture, where flower garlands were draped between columns, and jewelers borrowed that idea and transformed it into beautiful wearable art. These necklaces were created for grand occasions and remain some of the most spectacular examples of antique jewelry ever made. So there you have it, guys. Now the next time you're browsing an antique shop, watching an auction, or scrolling online, you'll know exactly what collectors mean when they talk about pendants, Rivières, Negligees, Lavaliers, and Festoon necklaces. I'd love to know more about which one is your favorite style. Let me know in the comments, and if you'd like to learn more about antique jewelry terminology, I'd love to continue this series. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.